Guys, the aftermath of another disappointing result for the Black Stars. For most people, not necessarily for me, but for most people, it was a bit of a tragic watch. In case you've not heard the results, the Black Stars of Ghana, the four-time African champions, lost 2-0 to Sudan to remain in third place as it stands in our AFCON 2025 qualifying group. 2 points from 4 games. I mean, every statistic reads red flag, red flag, red flag. But I'm here with Leroy Hawkson, and Leroy and I watched the game with different emotions running through. Leroy, how was it?
Against supporters union, how are you?
Oh, we are ecstatic.
Well, this match was just like see one side knew what they were going to do, or the other were hoping to sort of do what they did in Accra and hope that it worked in Libya. With one change, that was Jordan Ayew coming off for Inaki Williams. Unfortunately, though, the team wanted to play in a possession style football, but they weren't doing the things that possession style football teams do, which is keep the team very close together, create triangles so that there's always an option to pass. But unfortunately, that was not what happened. The lines were too far apart, or sometimes even too close together, and there were no real triangles. You see the team trying to play from the wings, and you would have maybe one or two players not creating a triangle, just one or two players, and the Sudanese players would just easily cruise them down, so they have nowhere to pass back. So which led to Ghana having immaculate possession. But unfortunately, it was usually stuck between the defense and middle sections of the pitch, not really in the attack. So, yeah, one team had a game plan. The other team were unfortunately lost when they realized their game plan wasn't working. Instead of shifting to a more robust system, more, let's say, more sit back and let these guys attack us and hit them with our pacey wingers, which we had. We decided that now we'll attack them and create a lot of space and give them a lot of space at the back, leading to them having 2-on-2, 3-on-2 situations against our defense, which led to, if Sudan were much better, they would have won this game moving forward. It's unfortunate, honestly. It's truly unfortunate. I think that this team is in transition. I feel like we are moving away from let's say what I would call the new era to a new era, and it's taking time for them to gel. In fact, it's taking too long for them to gel, and I think that is because the system that we have. When I say the system, I don't necessarily mean the players on the pitch. I mean the coaching staff. I mean the management at the GFA. The system isn't working, and it's time for us to take a look at the system and try and find solutions so that we can be able to get back to the level where honestly we feel we deserve to be. But we aren't doing that. We are in this cycle of, okay, we don't qualify for AFCON. Okay, it's the coach, sack the coach, bring the new coach, try and find out if the coach will win 1 or 2 or 3 games in a row. They are excited. Then all of a sudden he starts to lose again. Then you are like, oh, okay. Instead of blaming the system, you say, no, it is the coach, sack the coach, bring another coach. It's they say what's that saying that
if you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, it's akin to badness, or insanity,
Insanity. So we are doing the same thing over and over and over. It's got to the point where I am honestly, I'm tired of this Black Stars team. I feel like the Black Stars team is quality because look, go and look at Salisu and compare him to some of the top defenders in England. No, in the top 5 leagues in the world. I am telling you, he is an elite defender for Monaco. For Ghana, I do not know what happens. For Ghana, I do not know what happens. Kudus right now, yeah, because the situation at West Ham for him is not really good because Rapotelu doesn't know how to use him, so he's struggling. But he is an elite winger. Liverpool wants him, Arsenal wants him, like top teams want him because he is elite. So it's not like Ghana is struggling for quality. We do have quality. It's just we do not have the system to back that quality. And again, we lack a number 9. It's very important. We lack a number 9. We need to find a number 9. The best option would probably to bring Eddie Nketiah. I know people are very, very against the foreign based players, but look, I have to be honest. The Ghana Premier League is not up to the standard. The players are not up to the standard. No offense, but they are not up to the standard to say, let's say, play for the Black Stars. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them are not up to the standard to play for the Black Stars. And so saying that we should just go and bring the new players and let them play, I think is wrong. I think we need to get the best players to represent the country and get a coach and get a system that encourages them to play for Ghana. It's not like we've never had a player who is a foreign player, who was foreign, who came to the Black Stars and didn't play his best for the country. We've had several examples of them coming into the team because they came into a team that knew what they wanted, that was ambitious, that was determined to win games. So they knew they shouldn't slack. But right now, I do not know what is happening with this match. Honest. I feel like I'm rambling now because I am so frustrated.
I am smiling at the rambling, as you put it, and the frustration because you are just displaying the makings of a qualified ASU member. But let me throw this in. You talked about Ghana not having a number 9,
Yeah.
which has been there for a while and stuff. And you also talked about systems. Now, does Ghana have a footballing identity? We have Germany, and irrespective of which year you are watching and which style of coaching the coach wants to implement, you can tell that there is a German system and mindset. The Dutch have their total football philosophy, which has been modified a bit. Spain made tiki-taka out of it, have changed that again. England even has a football identity that is evidence right now. France has always had it, pacey wingers, flair and whatnot. What's ours?
We don't have it. It's time for us to figure out what's our identity. If you look at whenever Ghana is looking for a head coach, right, and you see the names that are linked to Ghana, it's always different kinds of coaches. So let's look at someone like Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah is a coach who was very defensively sound because he learned under one of Ghana's most successful coaches, that's Leroy Hawkson. So he's very defensively sound. He likes to play on the counter, and that's what he did against us, right, in this match. And it's worked to perfection for him. That's his system. Then we come to someone like Otuado. Otuado wants to be on the attack all the time, but it doesn't work out for him. And then we have a Pre-Season, also another defensive minded coach. Like we bring in different coaches with different philosophies.
Ideas.
That don't really
Mesh.
That don't show like, okay, this is the kind of football identity Ghana has. It's like a hodgepodge. And I don't think Ghana has like it. I think it's time now for the GFU to sit down and be like, okay, what is going to be good for this Ghana team? We should not be playing crosses into the box because Ghana, to me, we are not a tall country. I have to be honest. We are not a tall country.
Average height is like 5'8", 5'9", so yeah.
We should be keeping the ball to the ground. We should not be trying to pass. Unless maybe we find a striker, a very prolific striker who is tall. We should be bringing the ball.
Christian Redu.
We should be keeping the ball to the ground, you know. So I think that we have to figure out what our philosophy is. I feel like Ghana had an opportunity to have an identity with Sam Abbey's multi-system. But unfortunately, I don't know what the GFA was doing. Instead of sitting down with somebody, trying to get him to sort of explain the multi-system, teach it to coach, Ghanaian or local coaches, and then when bringing a coach, find a coach that fits in that mold. We decided not to do that. We decided to go in a completely different direction. Just bring in any coach, see what they do, and hope for the best. Maybe find a coach who is of high repute, just pick him and then do whatever. And I think that it's time now for Ghana to sort of, it's time for Ghana to sort of, find the right system. That's honestly it. What I would say is the Black Stars, or should I say, no, I'm going to say the Black Stars. The GFA, because to me, I'm putting it at the GFA because they are managing. They need to sit down, figure out what our identity is, what kind of football we want to play. Make sure that it runs through the youth system to the senior side. We should be like, okay, this Black Stars project, this Black Stars project, that's it. We are not going to put too much attention on today. We are going to put in attention in the youth level. So Ghanaians, I know it's like Ghanaians want to win all the time, but it's time now for Ghana to be like, take your medicine, right? It's time to take the medicine. We are going to be terrible for, let's say, 10 years. Put it there, like we are going to be terrible for 10 years.
I agree.
But we're going to put in the effort into bringing up young players who play a particular system. Give them coaches who play a particular system, so that by the time we get into the national team level, we have a coach who knows the kind of system Ghana plays. We have the players who know the kind of system Ghana plays.
We have the scouts who know what to look for.
We know this. We have the scouts who know what to look for. So that by the time the 10 years are up, or maybe even 20 years are up, we have a Black Stars team that is ready to compete at the highest level. That's just my thoughts on the issue. I think it's time for Ghanaians to be like, you know what, GFE, we're going to give you time. We're going to give you 10 years. We know we are going to be terrible for those 10 years. But we want to make sure that we see. So from the youth level, we start seeing improvement. We start seeing the youth team competing at Africa, competing at the world. And not just competing, but thriving in those areas, right? And then so that by the time those players get to the senior level, know that this team is good. This team is ready to take on the world.
Okay, social media handles and advice for Ghanaians.
Okay, so for me, my social media handle, I've changed my social media.
Big boy.
I've decided to shift it. So my new social media is Leroy Hawkson on Twitter, at Leroy Hawkson on Twitter. My advice to Ghanaians: be patient. Let's get rid of. Let's just have. Well, I say be patient, right? But like push for the GFA to start putting in place a system and a plan, so that we know that there is one. And then when we see that they have the system, they have the plan, be patient with it and make sure that so that we can get to a stage where we can be proud of our Black Stars team.
But that's it.
Yeah.